Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday morning yoga basics. My name is Kelly Covington, and I'm the newest addition to the Willow Valley Community Fitness team. So today for class, have a mat, have some space, a water, and if you like music while you're practicing, go ahead and take a moment to grab your iPad or iPod or laptop, throw on YouTube or whatever you want to listen to. And maybe not starting it yet. I'll let you know when you can start it, when class starts. And a reminder that Friday at 10 a.m. I'll be hosting a Father's Day meditation right here on Facebook Live. And when you're ready, go ahead and come to a seat on your mat. Maybe taking some time to have a nice straight spine. You can go ahead and bring the right heel in closer and then the left. If this isn't comfortable, you could go to crisscross applesauce. When you're ready, allowing your eyes to get heavy. Allowing your eyelashes to go ahead and touch down. Maybe bringing your arms by your hips and on an inhale, sweeping them all the way up. On an exhale and a sigh, releasing back down. 2 more times just like this, breathing them in and up. Exhale and release. 1 more time. And out. Bringing those hands to the knees. Taking a moment to notice how you feel. To notice the sounds around you. Maybe hear birds chirping in the distance. Maybe feeling the wind pressing against your skin. Just checking in. Maybe you have a body part that's stiff or tight, and just noticing that and honoring that through our practice today. Taking a moment to set an intention for practice. On your next inhale, bringing the chest forward, the chest up, maybe between the knees, and on exhale, curling over to the right, curling and rounding the spine, and then over to the left, and starting some Sufi grinds, starting small. When you're ready, making them a little bit bigger. And maybe bringing your shoulders or your neck into them. Whatever suits you today. No one's around. No one can see you. So feel free to make this what feels good for you. And maybe keeping your eyes closed through this movement. Imagine your hips like a bowl, like your pelvis as a bowl, and you're using your spine as a stirring spoon. On your next inhale, coming forward and coming back to a nice neutral spine. On your next inhale, growing about 2 inches longer. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to the right shoulder. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhaling over the opposite shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale to the right. Exhale, chin, chest. Inhale to the left. Continuing this motion with your own breathing cycle. And if you have a point where you need to pause or a sticking point, feel free to stay there. On your next exhale, bringing chin to chest, and on an inhale, rising back up to a neutral neck. Placing those hands on the knees once again. Inhaling, bringing the chest between the knees and coming over the left side. Exhale, bring the navel to the spine and curling, and then over to the right. Creating some Sufi grinds once again, starting small. Just warming up our hips and our spine. Once again, imagining the pelvis as a bowl and your spine as a spoon, mixing up the ingredients in the bowl. Go ahead and make it a little larger maybe now. Maybe bringing the shoulders or the neck into this motion. And if you haven't started your music, go ahead and press play right now. A couple more rotations in this direction. When you're ready, on an inhale, coming to a neutral spine. Exhaling here, on an inhale, bringing the shoulders all the way up to the ears and back. 2 more times just like that. Inhaling them up and back. 1 more time. And back. On your next inhale, bringing your right hand out, palm facing towards me. We're going to go ahead and with the other hand, grabbing all of the fingers and the thumb and pulling them back for a couple breaths. Getting a little bit of a wrist stretch. From here, releasing that grip, and you're going to go ahead and use the hand to pull back the thumb just a little bit. Go ahead and move to the next finger, and the middle finger, following finger, and the pinky. And then we're going to go ahead and take the thumb to the middle finger, those 3 fingers, and we're going to pull those back together. And then we're going to take the pinky and those 3 fingers and pulling them back together. Releasing that grip and we're letting that go. We're going to do 2 cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. 1 more time just like that. Breathing in and out. Bring the opposite hand facing up towards me. Go ahead and grab with the opposite arm and pulling back all the fingers, including the thumb. I'm going to go ahead and release that and go ahead and pull the thumb back towards your face. Going to the next 2nd finger. To the 3rd finger. The 4th. And the 5th. Go ahead and take the first 3 fingers, pulling them back together. And then the last 3. When you're ready, releasing that entire grip. We're going to go ahead and take our hands to the right side of our mat and go ahead into tabletop pose. Bring the hands directly under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Bring the big toes to touch and sitting back into our child's pose. In this child's pose, take a moment to release the back as if there was a sandbag on your back. And as always, this is a reminder that this is a pose of rest. And if you ever, maybe a pose doesn't suit you or you're tired and you just want to come to rest, this is always a great place to go. Keeping the hands and the knees exactly where they are. On an inhale, curling the spine, coming up like a mad Halloween cat, dropping the hips, top of the feet, pressing down, coming to a cobra. In this cobra, maybe waggling the hips. Taking a breath in. On your exhale, curling back, coming to your child's pose. Continuing this with your breath. Inhaling, rising the breath forward, dropping the hips, lifting the chest and the gaze. Exhale, curl and round. Inhaling, coming forward, dropping the hips, lifting the gaze and the chest. Exhaling, curling and rounding. Continuing this motion with your breath. And at any point you come to a sticking point. Maybe if this flow doesn't work for you today, feel free to do whatever feels best for you. Your next inhale, coming to a cobra, and then coming to a tabletop pose, making sure the wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to go ahead and inhale that left arm and that back right leg, coming to almost a bird dog. If this is too much for you, feel free to just lift either the arm or the leg. We're going to inhale, raising them up. Exhale, touching down. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lowering. Inhaling, raise. Exhale, lowering. One more time. Now going ahead and placing that left hand underneath the shoulders, spinning that left foot out and back, taking the right inner arch to the ground and lifting that right arm all the way up and over to a gate pose, lifting the hips away from you, opening up through the side body and the latissimus dorsi. When you're ready, swinging that arm back around, coming back to your tabletop. I'm going to go ahead and drop the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, curling and rounding. Continuing this motion with your breath. Your next inhale, coming back to a neutral spine, lifting the right arm this time, and then the left leg, flexing that back foot. And again, if this is too much, go ahead and just lift one of the limbs. Inhale, lifting a little higher. Exhale, touching the pinky edge of the hand and the big toe. Lifting on an inhale. Exhale, touching down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, touch down. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. On your exhale, placing that right hand under your shoulder, spinning the right foot back. Left inner arch comes to the mat or the ground, and lifting that left arm up and over, bring the hips forward to your gate pose. When you're ready, coming right back to your tabletop. We're going to go ahead and walk the hands out. maybe about one handprint away. Keeping the knees and the top of the feet on the mat. Inhaling in like a modified plank. Exhale, coming low to a low plank. Inhale, high modified plank. Exhale, low. Last time, inhale, high. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Curling the back toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out the heels. Maybe sway the hips side to side. Whatever would feel good right now. On your next inhale, looking between the hands, you're going to go ahead and ride that breath to a high plank, and as slowly as possible, lowering all the way down. Option to put your knees on the mat. When you get down, taking your time to roll over to your back. Don't need a fancy way to get there. When you get down on your back, taking your right foot and then the left, having the knees into the chest. Bring the arms around the knees or maybe around the thighs. Go ahead and start some circles in one direction. Maybe releasing some tension on the sacrum and the lower back. We're going to keep that right knee in, allowing that left foot to touch down the mat. Bringing that right ankle to the left knee, flexing that right foot. Inhaling here. And then exhale, taking your hands around that left thigh and coming into a supine pigeon. So your hands are around your left thigh and you're pulling that inwards. You should feel a stretch in your glutes and your piriformis muscle. Wherever you are, remembering to breathe. When you're ready, releasing your hands and that left thigh, allowing it to go back. Releasing the right foot next to the left. Maybe windshield wipering in one direction and then the other. Releasing your low back and your hips. Placing your feet as close into the hips as you can. Releasing your arms down to the mat. We're going to go ahead and do some moving bridges. So inhale, the hips come up. Raising the heart and the throat. Exhale and release. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, release. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. And if you don't like this motion, feel free to just stay in your bridge. 2 more, just like that. On your next one, go ahead and bring in that left knee, bringing that left ankle to the right knee, flexing the left foot. Inhaling here, exhale, bring the right hands around the right thigh and pulling that in for a stretch on the piriformis. Maybe allowing your eyes to close down, noticing if there's any difference between the two sides. When you're ready, releasing that right foot back down, bringing the left to follow. You're going to go ahead and bend the knees so they're about 90 degrees. You're going to go ahead and let the knees drop over the right side of the mat. While the knees are there, you're going to go ahead, an option to stay here, or go ahead and look over to that opposite side. Coming in for a supine twist. So you're going to press the navel to the spine, spine to the mat, coming back up. When you're ready, go ahead and exhaling, releasing the knees to one side and looking over the opposite side. Bringing navel to spine, spine to the mat. Option to go ahead and lay and stretch out to Savasana, or go ahead and grab the inner arches of your feet to come to a happy baby. So your hands are grabbing the inner arches of the feet, and you can go ahead and sway side to side, allowing your low back to be on the mat. Pulling your knees down by your hips. When you're ready, and there's no rush here, releasing that grip, bringing the feet out to the edges of the mat, big toes facing out, palms about a foot away from your body, palms faced up, allowing your eyes to once again get heavy, and eventually closing down. Allowing yourself to come to rest. So often in our society today, you get out of bed and you just keep moving and keep going, and you keep racing to get your to-do list done, to feel accomplished. And that's valid, but taking a moment for yourself and your mental health, taking some time to rest and relax is so important. Deepening your breathing. Maybe allowing your arms to stretch out overhead and your feet to stretch out long. Maybe wiggling your fingertips or your toes, and eventually Coming over to your right side, your knees bent. Maybe your hands underneath your head in your fetal position. We come to this pose at the end of every practice as a reminder that this practice is an opportunity to be reborn. You're ready, using your hands to press up to a seated position. This time bringing the left foot in closer to the groin and then the right. Allowing yourself to have a nice straight spine. Allowing your eyes to get heavy once again, your eyelashes to close down. Taking a moment to remind yourself how you felt laying down in Shavasana a moment ago. Taking a moment to notice your intention for this class, and if that intention still suits you. Maybe finding a new intention to go without your day today. Letting your spine grow about 2 inches longer. Bring your hands by your hips, and on inhale, sweeping them all the way up, bringing that prayer to your heart center. Taking a moment to honor the time we spend together and notice the community we would create when we practice together. As we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you.